Alright, so, I jumped on this morning. I know quite a few people jumped on here, and I was going over a few things. I really wanted everyone to be ready for this one right here, man, but unfortunately, I don't think a lot of people bought it. The very first thing I brought up this morning was Baidu for this breakout right here, right? So, I just want to. I'm going to keep reiterating things until everyone is on the same page with this, all right? So on these things right here, because I'm going to keep posting breakout plays as well. You guys know I love swing trades, but I can't swing trade on really green days, you know? You swing trade from red days to green days. So the only thing I can really play on really bullish days is breakout plays, essentially, because the whole market's way up, all-time high up, right? So I'm going to show the last two from this morning, and I know a lot of you guys already seen this morning. I'm just going to keep drilling it into your head to where you really understand this, okay? So AVRO, let's check out where we're at right now on that. That way you know exactly which one to buy, and you don't even have to wait for nobody or nothing, man. You're just going to see it. So this is all I'm saying on here, right? I'm saying AVRO break of 1593. How do you know which one to buy, all right? Without me even saying anything, because I'm just giving you the play. I'm just giving you the break. So here's how you look at it, right? So you see this entire downtrend where this lost right here, right? This is where it lost to the downside, right here. Stayed down this whole time, okay? You see it test here and here, but it was never able to break this gap, right? But we seen it coming up the other day, and this thing was right on it, right? So break of 1593, this is going to gap up. And where do we know where it's going to gap up? All you got to do is just look at your recent highs, right? So this right here is what you're looking for. It may go farther than that. Many of them do. However, all you are is going off of this and potentially the one right behind it. So we could say a high of 23, but mostly 18 or $19, because that's where this one was here. This one's at 18.20. So if you look at the 1 hour, this thing shot straight up to $22 this morning as soon as this thing broke out right here, all right? So break of 15.93 straight to $21. One day trade, and you could crush on this thing. The other one was PLX, and I know a bunch of people got this one. So check this out. I want to show you guys how easy this is, all right? It's a lot different than a swing trade, though, okay? A swing trade, I'm going to give you the exact entry and exit and everything. On a breakout play, they happen so fast, man. That delay in a text message is not going to be good for you to be late on buying these, all right? So you just got to look at this. So I have a breakout of, let's see. So a break of 490. Okay, so let's jump back in here. Right here is 490, right on this break. So on the charts, I'll just put it on there just like that, right? Like break of 490. So this is the breakout because it's very, very clear. So when I scale out, you can see that over this entire duration of time, this has never broken 490. Couldn't break it here, 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 or here. All right? However, the reason I believe that this was going to break it this time, and it did, was because if I jump over to my my FDA calendar, this thing has news right now, right? So let me jump over to my FDA calendar. Let's see. It's not on this one, my bad. Give me 1 second. All right, here's my FDA calendar. So you see we have it on here, PLX, right here, right? Phase 3 top line data due first quarter 2021. I looked into it a little more, and the news is supposed to be coming soon. So it's up 17% today. So this is why I believe this was going to finally break that point from that momentum. So break of 490. So how do you know which option or when to sell this, all right? All you got to do is scale out and see what was its recent highs if it were to break this level, all right? So if it breaks any of these, what is the next level that it could potentially reach? Here or potentially here, right? These are the closest ones. That's where your next resistance levels are going to go. So this one would be a high of 830, but more likely it would come into this middle range right here, right? So this one would potentially go to like $7. So if I look back in this and I run over here, this thing already hit $6. All right, so we'll look at it on the 1 hour. It ran up to $6, and it looks like it was getting rejected a little bit, but still, just from a break of $4.90 to $6, just for a day trade, who wouldn't take 17% in a 1 day trade? I mean, look at this volume on here. Look at your the cross on your RSI, and you have a MACD crossover right here as well, right? Everything about this is saying that this was super bullish to break out right here, and it crushed if you were to go in pretty heavy on that, because I go in pretty heavy on breakout plays like that, man, because they have a really high probability, all right? So the last one, well, I posted last night, and I got on live this morning and showed it before we even opened today, all right? So we broke 258, and I'm telling you, this thing's going to push right up to 284.22 for Baidu. Okay, so we're going on Baidu, and you'll see that we're at 282 already, all right? So here's where I was at this morning, break of 256, okay? We were right here at this level, and we already broke it. So when I jumped on there this morning, I'm telling you that this thing has already broken this and is just pushing up towards this 284. And the reason we're looking at 284 is this right here. Okay, you go to its recent past, and the last major resistance level is at 284.22. Okay, so as this is breaking this level, it's pushing towards this number right here. Could it go past this number? It absolutely can. However, this is just the first number I'm going for. I'm not going to go for anything higher than that, but this thing was at 270. So 270 to 284 for a day trade or anything with the closest expiration is a really, really good options game, because you can see this thing on the day has been crushing today. So we broke this level right here at 257, okay? It shot straight up to 275, and it broke all the way straight to 282. Both of these levels ripped right through these things today. Really, really good play. And it was right there ready for you, all right? I was showing the chart where it was going to break on both of them, all right? So in the future, when I show these like that, man, I really want you guys to be ready for these things, because these breakout plays are going to make you a lot of money this year. You know, we're changing our game up a little bit. That way we all have our own watch lists and stuff like that, you know what I mean? That way we can all have our own watch, and because we all have different trading styles. So this is going to help you guys identify who you likely trade with the most. And it's not that anyone's better than anyone else, all right? We all just have a different type of trading style, and your trading style is going to fit basically what it is, what we're looking at, right? If you work all day and you're not able to play day trades or really short trades like that, and all you can do is play swing trades, then a lot of mine are going to be better for you, man, because I'm a notorious swing trader. I love buying at these lower levels and swinging into breakouts like we just did with Atos and many others. And for those of you guys that got in SOS, Dingo Johnson, I don't know if he's on here, he said, what's your favorite long right now that's cheap? I immediately said SOS. Didn't even think about it, because we are right at these support levels down here. It's been hanging out right here. Hasn't broke past these. Bitcoin, ton of momentum. You look at the buying volume on this, you got a cross on both of these as well, and there's just a lot of volume in SOS and in crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum. All those have been moving hard all week, man. So any of these crypto stocks like Riot, Mara, BTBT, all these things are all moving hard today, all right, as you can see. So Riot, if you were to jump in on this, I'll show you how you could have displayed Riot as well. And I'll try to post as many as I can, man. So check this out. So here's Riot. Very, very, very easy play, okay? So you can see this. This is downtrending. It found its support levels right here and right here, okay? It tested a breakout here, got rejected, came back down, found its new support, pushed, was rejected, and it pushed and broke out right here. As soon as this broke out right here, it gapped up, broke previous highs and recent highs. I believe that it went to 50 back in the day over here, so I won't say all-time high, but it's the highest it's been in a long time, that's for sure. So you can easily identify these breakout plays like that. All right, this one was this break of. It looks like it could even go higher, to be honest with you, depending on what Bitcoin's doing. Let me jump over and look at it. Yeah, so Bitcoin had its big run. It looks like it's kind of downtrending now, to be honest with you, which is, we'll see. It's kind of just hanging out up here. We'll see how it goes, man. I don't know if it's going to push back to 45 today, but that was a big move right there. As soon as that news that Tesla bought, what is it, 1.5 billion in it, and that they're going to start accepting Bitcoin and stuff like that, that pretty much set the whole sector off this morning, man. But the key is on these breakout plays to be able to understand them. And I shot Chewy as a watch. Chewy's not there yet. So here's what Chewy's doing right now, right? Really good trendline support, okay? Really solid. Has not lost this one time to the downside. It tested multiple times. It looked like it was going to go up and test again right here. However, it kind of had a down day today. But I guarantee you that when this thing comes to this level right here and bounces off my my 5-day or my 10-day moving averages right here, this thing's gonna bounce right here and push to the upside again, right? It might trade a little sideways and push again, but I guarantee you that Chewy pushes to the upside again and eventually breaks this 115 level. That's exactly how this one's gonna go down. Okay, so you look on apps. Here was a breakout play that I posted about a month ago. I don't know. Let me see who all was on here. I know that a lot of people have seen this play. I don't know if Caroline's on here or Carol. Okay, but anyway, prior to me making my own breakout play channel, apps was one of the breakouts, all right? So I want to show you how you can identify these very easily, okay? So when you're watching this and you go to the daily, right, and not only is it in a bullish flag pattern anyway, you can clearly identify its recent highs, right? So here and here. So when this thing's trading up and gets rejected right here, it comes down and it finds its support level right here. And when this is moving again to push to the upside, all it's doing is breaking this level, getting rejected again, finding its new support level, which is higher than this wedge, right? And then it's pushing to the upside and breaking this previous high again. As soon as this level was broken right here, gap straight up to $91, all right? And that's a major move because this thing was only $70 for a breakout. So if you were to buy an option on this, you can't get something way out there, right? If it's break of 70, you want 75, 80. You don't know necessarily how high these are going to break out to sometimes. Some of these things go crazy high, like you guys seen with Fizz a few weeks ago. So, you know, some of them will go parabolic, you know, like this one did, all the way to 200 from its wedge, right? So watch these things, and I'm gonna show you plenty of them as we go because I love playing breakout plays. They're really easy, they're safe because you're in and out, man, and all you got to do is watch it. Not all of my breakout plays hit last week. However, you wouldn't have bought it unless it actually broke that level. As you can see with SRNE, let me jump over to it real quick. So SRNE didn't actually break out, but I want to show you what I was looking at, right? So this had a nice little gap to fill here. You see this big candle right there, right? So this tested here, came down, found some support. It looked like it was going to test and break out right here. And this whole sector has been hot right now, you know. So with DVAX and all these other things running this week, this one looked like it had a pretty good chance to break out. That's why I gave you a little bit of play on there, you know. Unless it actually broke this level, I didn't want anyone to buy this thing. Not everyone I post as a breakout will break out, but I will give you the levels every single time, man. So make sure that you're watching these because there's a lot of money that's going to be made on these things, all right? Even if it's just this or any of those. But SOS broke out, APDN broke out, DVAX broke out. I think BABA was rejected. This one crushed today. CRM broke out. AVRO broke out. SRNA got rejected. PLX had a 20% day today already. This one pushed to the upside, and Baidu broke out heavy today. I'm watching Asana right now because we'll jump over there and look at that right now. I'll show you what I'm looking at for this. So it actually looks like it might go here soon. So not unless it just got rejected at 40.06, but it still looks like it wants to push again. So you can see this on the daily, right? So our first run up right here, rejected right at 40.12, came to the downside, but held its breakout level, okay? It's pushed back to the upside. If this thing breaks 40.12, look for this thing to push towards $45, all right? These things definitely like to gap up when they break these all-time highs like that, like you've seen with Space and a whole bunch of other ones recently. These things really like to go when they break all-time high, right? Like you just seen with this break of 42.63. This thing shot all the way to $62, all right? So when they go to all-time high and they got a lot of buying volume down here, you will see these things push pretty heavily, man. So let's see what else is going on in the market right now. OCGN. If anyone has been in this Discord for more than 60 days, I'm going to tell you guys right now, watch this. So we move things around in here a little bit. I don't know where everything is right now. So if you were to go to my penny sheet right here, I had OCGN right here. The buy was 39 cents. All right, this is OCGN right here. The buy was 39 cents, and this thing was green for a whole entire month, man. Anybody could have bought this thing, and there's been a ton of them on there. Me and Emily finished our list last night, and we're going to be updating these new sheets tonight. We're slowly putting the info in there. Forgive us for it taking longer than it does, man. These things are super time consuming to get all the formulas right and to make sure that they turn green when it does. But I'm going to tell you right now, our last penny sheet, this thing was fire. There's not one on here that didn't parabolically break out, all right? You could have literally bought this entire list and had 10,000% gains just with equity on here. That's how high some of these went. ONTX.
Okay, where is it listed?
Okay, so on this is when you go to Google Sheets, all right, we got the real estate ones, all right, we're going to put entries on those as well. The old penny sheet was right here in due diligence under Google Sheets, and I had a whole list, but see, I made this all red. That way no one buys any more of these because this whole list is gone now. Every one of them took off, man. They're all not in buying range no more, but so many of these things are just gone. Vissel Inc. was only $1.12. Outlook Therapeutics was 60 cents. I think that thing's up like 30% today. Ogen, 43 cents. Boxlight, $1.30. Gevo was 90 cents on here. USEG, $3.50. RMTI, 84 cents. ACY was $1.50. I think that thing hit $13 last week. UAVS was $2. IBIO, $1. Palm was $1.05. A lot of people in this room knows that I played that one plenty. CIDM was 52 cents. I mean, just so many, man. I would say that 80% of this list 10x'd. Some of them did 50x. Because at the bottom of this list was GRTS, Gredstone Oncology. They just had major news a few weeks ago, and this one was $2.57. This one was green for a whole entire month, and I only know 2 people that bought it. This thing hit $35 last week, all right? So when I post this next sheet up, And not all of these things are going to go immediately, man. These things take time. Even BCLI was on here at 450, still doing pretty strong. There's going to be really, really good entries on here. You guys just have to be patient with them, man. At one point, even with my good entry, some of these went below my entry, man. You can't always get perfect bottom, but most of these were near as bottom as you could possibly get, and most of them have gone absolutely parabolic. So when I post this new sheet, all you're going to have to do is open this up, okay? And these will turn green when they're in buying range. There's going to be a tab on the left down here. You open it up, it'll show you a live HE chart, and it'll show every one of these at the same time. It'll show relative strength, it'll show relative volume, it'll show support and resistance for all of these simultaneously. These live sheets are awesome, man. Absolutely use these things to the best of your ability, and you'll see how amazing they are, okay?
Are you still holding OCGN?
No, I am not. I wish I kept more. So see, what I do is, man, you guys know what I do with all my swing trades, right? I once I hit 100% or 200%, I sell my initial investment and I hold free shares, and I hold these things and let them ride out. I didn't open a huge position on that because I got a little bit of all of them, man. But you can see this now, okay? Say here's the sheet. Here's all the real estate investment trusts. We like all of these, okay? We think all of these are going to do well in the future. But when you come down to this and you go to the live HE chart, this is what you guys are going to look at, all right? You can see every single one of them at the same time. IVR, Two Harbors Investment, MIT, MFA Financial, Ladder Capital, New York Management Trust. You got all these on here. So all you got to do is look at this. So now, which one has...
It's kind of crazy. If you would have invested $1,000 in OCGN in December, you'd be sitting on about 63 grand right now.
Yep. Yeah, man. They were 33 cents, bro, and I had them on my sheet the whole time. In addition to them having on my sheet, I had a link stating that they were working on a COVID-19 vaccine and that I thought I had major potential, man. But I can't be right or go heavy on all the right ones. But check this out. So this one shows the volume. You can see where the volume is at all times on these, all right? If they're stacked volume. So you come down here, you're going to see all of the 52-week high and low. So this is the whole entire live sheet. You can see if they're near 52-week low or high. That way you know if you're buying in the middle, if you're buying at support or whatever. And then when you come down here, it's going to show you support and resistance for every single one, okay? So this one's at second resistance, nearing a potential breakout. These are all sitting at second support for a potential swing trade. And all the ones in the middle, need a little to the downside or the upside. But these live sheets will allow you to see all these at the same time. And it's going to be the same exact thing for my penny sheets, all right? When you see these, it's going to be the same way. You're going to be able to see all that at the same time. And there's a ton of things in our room that people don't utilize that are really great, all right? Some of those are going to be the Google Sheets. The other ones, for my live watch list, I'm essentially going to give you guys the whole play on the YouTube videos. I'm going to show you how I see it and where I think a good entry is on all of those. Also, like what Callie uses a lot, man, these flow bots, all right? If you look at these options flows, and I don't go off of this just, whatever they're buying, I'm buying. Absolutely not. But some of these will stand out, and some of them stand out for a reason. I seen one on here about 30 days ago to where it was an unknown pharmaceutical company that just got tons of flow, man, and we didn't know why. And literally the very next day they announced a merger. They were getting bought out by another company, and it shot up $50 a share the next day. So had you just looked at this and seen something unusual, like this right here, like Edit. This is one of my favorite companies in the world. I think this company is going to 10x from its current position. I think this is a $1,000 stock, all right? It has highly unusual options activity for block options on it. A lot of times when you see stuff like this, a lot of, there's always insider information going on with these people, man. These people know when these mergers are going to happen or when news is going to be leaked. So take a look at this thing sometimes, all right? AMD, unusual options. AMD's crushing today, Just take a look at these and see if you see anything out of the ordinary. If it's typical SPY or Tesla or whatever, there's a ton of flow in that stuff every day, man. But if you see something that really stands out, here's Baidu for our breakout play today. There's definitely a good chance that you can get in there and have something hit pretty hard. Let's see. Vine. Oh, did Vine hit today finally? I didn't even see it, man. I didn't even look in my account yet on it. Let me see. Oh, okay. That must have been the other day. Yeah, that one still looks okay. It doesn't look great yet. Let's see what Baidu's doing now. Still looking pretty strong. So Baidu needs to hold this level right here, man. It can keep pushing to the upside. It needs to hold this right here. This needs to be its new support level. Let me jump over to my other break, see how she's doing. I sold 50% of the position on this at 580 range. Typically these breakouts don't hold that high. However, the news hasn't came out on this yet. Just the momentum of potential news came. So you can see this huge volume spike on here. Easy break play. So I'm going to be scouring for some new ones right now, man. I think Atos even has news still. I wouldn't chase it at this $5 range, absolutely not. But if we can bounce at one of these new support levels here, I do think this is going to kick to the upside again. Let's check out Nano Dimensions. You guys know this is our top 10 favorite stocks. Looking really strong today. So 1666 looks like it's breaking out right now. So see Nano Dimensions right here at 1608 was a break to push towards 1815. All right. So watch for Nano Dimensions. It broke this level right here. Watch it to push towards this level right now. Okay.
Dale, real quick, can you just look at that high one, Helion or however it is?
Yep. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good, man. I'm watching it myself. I put it on there. So to me, Helion's at support right now, man. You see support here, you see support here, here, and here. You see a little green candle on it. If you just basing it off of how I see things, here's what I see. It looks like your RSI is curling and about to cross. You're getting some buying volume in there. Not heavy volume, but you do have some volume in there. It looks like 1550 was the floor on that thing. And to me, it looks like it's going to push at least towards 1750. If I were to get this, I would say 1750 is an easy option swing, especially if you give it some time. I would get a 1750 call. I would get that all day long. If we can break this level and push towards that 20, even better. But this is safe, especially if you give it 60 days. I know that Helion absolutely has news coming soon. So I know that I put it on my watch as well. Let's see how it's doing on the day. Looks decent today. Nothing spectacular, but when news comes and when this sector goes, they really go, man. So see if we can push towards this level and start knocking these down. But I say anything around 1550, it's not going to get much lower than that. As you guys remember, there's a lot of bag holders in this stock, man. This thing shot up to $55 back when the merger was first coming. So there's a lot of bag holders in this right here. There's a lot of short sellers in this right here. And they're probably still in it. They shorted this thing all the way down. If this thing has one big day and traps some of these shorts in there, we can push to the high side quickly on this thing. You guys all seen what Workhorse did last week. And you know what sucks, man, is me and Emily were all over Workhorse. I swear to God on my life. We were.
Oh, me too,
Man,
man.
we listen. We were buying leaps on it the day before this happened. Man, we just got done going over it, and Emily had drawn this break point right here. Okay, Emily said break of. You see this right here? This is very clear. For all of those that are not familiar with breakouts, watch this. Break of $30. Easiest break play ever. See this? Test, test, test. All right? So it tries, gets rejected, tries, gets rejected, tries, gets rejected, tries, gets rejected, breaks it right here. As soon as that breakout happened, straight to $43. With $40 calls, that's a 300% gain in one day. All right.
Do you know if there's any news that sent that skyrocketing like that?
Yeah, it got the U.S. Biden had said something about it. I don't know if it was official or not, but I know that it was rumored to be so. So let's see.
So pretty much they're thinking that rumor is true that they did.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was wondering if that's why it pushed up like that.
Yeah, I don't see anything official on here yet. I'll dig deeper into it later, man. But a lot of people definitely think it's going to happen. And if it does happen, you best believe that thing's going to go even higher than it is now. But for us not to get that thing at $15, man, with leaps, really, really dumb on our part. I know we've called some awesome plays in the past, but that was a head scratcher for us not to do that.
Man, I was holding that thing since 3. I picked that over Neo, and I let it go at
Yeah, so, okay, I want to show you these last two real quick. That way everyone's on the same page. So CIIG, you guys know this thing's going to have a merger coming soon as well. Here's what it looks like to me. Test, 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 test. It's getting rejected. It's going to come here. It's going to bounce at this level. It could test again here, get rejected here, find support again, and it may break right here, or it could break right here. But either way, I say this breaks out, and I say at bare minimum it pushes to $35. Okay, so I would go $35 calls on this, absolutely. As soon as this thing gets anywhere near the support level right here, as long as you give it time. Don't get nothing that expires in a week or two. This ain't a breakout play. This is a swing trade, all right? So looking at this one, let me show you the last one real quick. And that's why I keep bringing this one up, man. Look at this. So here's Takeda Pharmaceuticals, right? Very, very, very clear support. Trendline support, okay? Very clear resistance. It's coiling right now. All right, this thing is coiling. You can see this is consolidated for a long time. This is consolidated since March, okay? It's gotten really consolidated in this area. And then I'm going to jump over to this FDA calendar, and we have news coming right now on this, all right? So next week, let's see where it is.
I think it's like the 18th.
Yeah, I think it is too. Oh, here we go. On February 12th, actually. So on February 12th, the data is going to be presented, and it met its primary endpoints, man. So that's a really good sign. This isn't like a phase 3 that tanked. It met its primary endpoints. And if you look at what this company does, this company's in an amazing sector. There's a reason that Kathy Wood from ARK Invest is loading this thing in her ARKG ETF, all right? She's been loading that thing all year. So she's been buying more recently. So she probably sees something that we don't on there. We can even look in there and check it out. But she's definitely been loading it. Let me see. It's being slow.
Hey, which one is that? Which one are you talking about right now?
This is Takeda Pharmaceuticals.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you can see, let's see what they've been buying up. Okay, so here's the ETF, right? They bought, this is how much they bought on 2.5, 2.4, 2.3, 2.2, 2.1. I mean, look at this. they're buying a ton of this, all right? That's a lot of money right there that they're loading up on this. So they see something, and they know that this data is coming soon, and they've just been buying more and more and more of it, man. And if you look at this thing, and we go back to what the chart looks like, it's a perfect storm. It's about to bounce off support. It's about to push towards this resistance line, potentially break that. And if we do, I mean, look, it has a lot of upside, man. $31 up here. It's really at its lowest point in history. You see that right here. It typically does not go lower than this right here. It's right at that point right now. Most of its history was much higher than that, all right? It's pretty low. If you were to go long on this, I would almost guarantee you that you would get a 60% return minimum. If you were to just buy equity in this and go long, I would say that this bare minimum goes to $25 this year. So just take it as you will. Options on any pharmaceutical companies are risky. The implied volatility is a little higher. You never know how news is going to be interpreted on that, but it looks good. Everything about it looks good. The chart looks good. The news looks good. And I just showed you the lucid tracking on it. One of the best investing firms in the world is loading this thing up, and I would say that there's a reason for it. You know what I'm? So just keep all that in mind, man.
Dale, you thinking Feb 19th is a good date?
If you're just going to play a lotto, absolutely, man, because the date is February 12th. So if you get February 19th, you could run the momentum up to February 12th. I would say like 8th through the 11th is when this thing's going to have some momentum to start pushing at least towards this $20 range. And then depending on how the data is presented, man, will determine, you know, which way that this breaks. So I would say it has a higher probability to break to the upside based off of its history and based off of how people are buying this thing up. But you never know, man. I wouldn't go, you know, $10,000 heavy in this thing unless I was buying equity, which I do have. So if I'm just buying options, you know, I would buy 5 or 10 maybe for like a short swing trade. Just got to be careful with pharmaceutical companies and options, man. They're not the greatest. But me and Emily are going to finish looking. I just grabbed CBAT real quick today. I'll show you guys why. It had an offering. So we caught it a little low. It might go a little lower, but here's why I bought this, man. It's right on trend line support level. I don't care if it loses a couple cents or not. It's right where it needs to be. I absolutely think that this thing is going to come back to these levels minimum. Best case scenario, and if any of these rumors are true in regards to their lithium ion carbonate batteries, this thing's going to 12 all day long. So I think that as long as this holds here, and even if this doesn't hold and it comes back down in this range, I'm just going to buy more of it because I know it's coming to the upside eventually anyway. But the chart looks good, the future potential looks good, and it's only down because of an offering. All great companies have offerings early on, man. They just have to do it. It's how you become successful. Amazon had tons of offerings early on. People hate the companies for doing it, but it's an essential part of growth, all right? So don't take offerings the wrong way sometimes. Sometimes that's just a good dip buying opportunity.
I mean, look what happened with OCGN. I mean, they had a direct offering and it took off to $18. You know, it's crazy.
Oh, absolutely. Look at Nano Dimensions. Just had an offering, man. Just at $18. And why do I like these penny stocks with massive upside? You guys wonder why I like dip buying these things. I mean, look at this, man. This thing was 50 cents almost the whole entire year. Now people are buying $30 calls on it. You know what I mean? Like, don't wait for this. Buy these things here and be patient. It's 50 cents, man. You know what I'm saying? So if you're looking at any of these, I mean, look at Invis. This is one of me and Emily's favorite companies. Me and Emily love this company.
We had it at
right?
like 89 cents.
We bought it at 30 cents. All right? So this thing, all year long, it finally broke out right here. And that thing gapped all the way up to $15. This thing was 15 cents. So when you're looking at companies like this, and if you've ever watched any video or seen anything on Invis, their technology is awesome, right? That thing is not a 15-cent stock. You'd be crazy to think that this thing isn't going to have some upside in the future, because their technology is just too cool, man. And it's going to perfectly intertwine with modern day life in our future. So this thing had a really good breakout level here, and it held, and it even broke out even more. So why does Dale like to swing trade things and keep his free shares? Well, this is why. All right, I'm not worried about this right here. Imagine if you bought in this. Yeah, this is a great return if you were to get it from here to here, and then it sells off a little bit and you sell it because it's going down. Now it's $16. Some people have this thing going to $50 within the next 2 years, right? When you could have had them at $1 and you sold it because it lost 50 cents. What is 50 cents to something that you believe in, man? And that's what I'm trying to explain to people. I'm not worried about small changes like that, okay? Imagine if people sold Plug Power, all right? I think it was $2 all year long, $2. Now, I know people personally buying $80 calls on it right now. It's this year isn't even over yet. $1 to $75 in a year. So don't worry about these little pullbacks on this thing. This trend line never broke. It looked great all year. Every pullback was simply that, man. All it did was pull back to its moving averages. Look at it. It's never lost its moving averages. Never.
I have a question for you.
Yep.
For the option call on CIIC, what would be a good expiry?
I would have to look at the IV on this. Let me look real quick. Okay, so you're going to want to give it time, first of all, because I think that the move is going like this. You need to give it at least enough time to do that. So you're going to have to get at least March or April, essentially. And I would get a $35 call. I would get an April 16th $35 call on that for $240. I think that has a pretty good chance. As long as this support holds right here, I say that has a 75% chance to go up and hit that no problem by April. Especially as the merger gets closer and a little hype comes into this, like you guys seen. We think the same thing's happening with Switchback Energy. That's why we got this one as well. So Switchback doing the same type of thing right now, pushing to the upside a little bit, had a little sell-off, but it held. It jumped to 43, came down a little bit, but it still looks pretty strong. As Switchback, as February 9th comes, this one's going to be just fine. We're still up like 40% on it. We think this thing's going to 45 minimum, so no problems there.
Hey, what do you think about Sol, SOL?
Thank you, bro.
Looks like it needs to consolidate just a little bit. So this one had a massive run. It's gonna pull one of these like this.
Right.
Just like that. It needs to consolidate a little bit. It's in a consolidation phase. You're getting more sellers in here. Your RSI's down. Don't have a lot of buying volume in there. I would give this 2 weeks minimum. Let it consolidate, catch it between $16 to $18, and then get 20 to 22.50 calls on it, and let that thing push up back to 35. Hit for about 300% on your option on there.
No, I want equity on it.
Okay.
So
Then
maybe
buy it at $20. $20 is your support on it. So all you got to do is just be patient and wait for this right here. As long as you can get this right here, it looks like it's going to come to that too. So buy it right in this area.
I had it at $2. I should have kept it.
That is exactly what I'm saying. The reason I hold my free shares, man. And listen, I'll tell you another strategy that will work even better for you guys. All right. So let's use my last 2 swing trades for example. Okay, because I still have Atos. I still have it. Yes, I'll sell the majority because it hit $5 from $1.30. Of course, I have to take profit out on that. I still think this company has upside in the future, man. The same thing with OPTT. I think this company has upside in the future, okay? So here's all that's going to happen with this one. You've seen this. Push, push, breakout. This is where we bought it in the think tank. We sold a lot of it on the way up over here. It's just going to come back down and consolidate over here. This thing's going to push again, man. So we can buy this thing again. Get your free shares. A good strategy is, say you buy 1,000 shares of this at $2.70 when we bought it, and you held it all the way to $7. Okay, so you essentially 3x your money in 2 weeks. Take 50% of that profit, open up another account, E-Trade or TD or something you don't really use, and just buy shares of that on the next dip and just hold that, all right? And know that that is just profit. It doesn't matter if those stocks are going up or down. It's only profit in that account and for growth, because a lot of these companies are going to be really good companies in the future, man. Imagine if you swing traded AMD at $2, okay? Imagine if you swing traded AMD back here at $2 and you got free shares. You bought 1,000 shares of AMD at $2 and you got 100% gain on it, or a 200% gain, because we get them all the time on our swing trades. Keep your free shares. Don't even worry about these ups and downs. Now it's a $100 stock. Most analysts have this thing going to 500 within 5 years, okay? And you were able to accumulate these things at $2. So that's the purpose of that, and that's the purpose of going long on some of these, man. This thing was $1.61, bro. It's one of the best companies in the world. It's $1.61. So get some of those free shares and ride with those things. And we're going to do the same things with leaps. The MJ leaps are crushing right now. Emily's calling that was awesome, man. This thing is doing amazing. So she got MJ leaps right here at this break of 20. Very, very clear break, right? Support. Here's the break level. Very clear break level. She's in with leaps right here. And we're already here just within the first 3 days. Look how much upside we have, man. Look how much upside we have. We have a lot of upside on MJ. We are not selling this thing whatsoever. It's already at 100% gain, damn near. If we get towards $45, those leaps are going to be on fire. These things are going to be at 1,000% or more. And we know that marijuana stocks are not going anywhere anytime soon. So we fully believe that these old support levels are going to be the new support level soon. We think this thing's going up here and going to hold this and push up in the future 100%. But, hey, we're going to look for some more plays, guys. I just wanted to show you those breakout plays and show you how to interpret them. That way you guys can capitalize on them.
Okay.
Yep.
Real quick, can you just do Precision Bioscience?
Yeah. It's my favorite company, man. So we're good. So yeah, it looks great right now. So let me get rid of some of these lines. These are my earlier breaks on it. So DTIL, this was our original buy at 8, as you guys all remember. Broke this level here, gapped up, shot all the way to $21, sold off, found its new support level, which is the breakout level. Every good stock is going to do that. They're always going to bounce at their support levels. If you guys remember 2 weeks ago when I alerted DTIL at $12, I showed it to you guys right at this range right here. We had a little bit of a down day. I said set stops even depending on how close it got to you. It hasn't been down since that day really, other than just a very small down day. It's pushing, and it looks like it wants to break out again right now. So this one right now needs to break 1661. Right now, it is in the same exact trend line pattern as it was for the last breakout, okay? Now I'm going to go over here and show it to you. See this right here? This was the last run-up that we had. We bought it here. This is the trend line run-up on it, and this was the break. So this looks like this right here. Same exact thing. Here's the trend line run up, and hopefully it just keeps running up, and this is going to be the new break, and this thing's probably going to push back to 21.12. If it don't get that high, I would say bare minimum it gets to 1663 right here, okay? This is likely going to be the new support area if it can get up this high. Long term, $30 to $50 stock. Don't even need to worry about dollar ups and downs. If you have options on it, though, and you're worried about what it's going to do in the short term, that's my interpretation of it.
The options went green. I sold.
Cool. Oh, you sold them?
Today.
Oh, man. What'd you make on them, though?
Nothing. But I didn't lose money. I mean, I made like...
How did you lose money on that? It just went up $4.
I did lose money. I basically broke even because I was buying and selling them and averaging in and then selling them and then...
Oh, I got
you. I kind of got caught up with it.
All right, it's cool though, man. In the future, Jason, just look.
Yeah.
Here's the break, here's the run, here's the bounce at the same level as it broke. Buy it right here next time, man. Can't lose buying at these support levels. Now this is 1180 entry, already at 16. This is a 200% gain right there. All right. Make sure you get these support levels next time, man. I'll help you with it. Okay. I'm gonna find some right now for you, actually.
I got the second one at the support level.
Cool.
That's what saved me.
All right. Hey, paciencia pays, brother.
Hey, I added a little C back 735. I know it dropped a little bit lower, but if it drops even lower, I'll definitely add more.
Oh, definitely, man. Yeah, this thing, I'm not worried about this, even if it loses some. To be honest with you, like, nobody wants to go from 735 to, 630 or anything like that. I don't want to lose on any trade. I haven't had a losing equity swing trade yet since this group started. I've never sold one for a loss anyway. I'm not saying not one's ever went below my entry, although most of them do not. Some of them do. If this thing falls, I'm definitely just buying more, bro. This thing is going to $12 this year. It does not matter if this loses $1. None of that matters to me. This is going back to 1140 or higher. It's only down on the offering. Lithium iron carbonate batteries are going to be the future of batteries. They're awesome. So definitely keep this one up there, brother. But
hey, Joe, can we look at HYFM?
All right, it's the last one. Me and Emily still got a couple more hours. What's the ticker?
HYFM. GB hydrophone.
Okay. Just IPO'd, I guess, December 10th. It's been just rolling to the upside. Let's see. It looks like it's potentially going to bounce off its 120-day moving average right here. If it does not, then it will go to $77. Look for this and this. These are going to be your very two key areas. If it goes to that, if not, see if it bounces right off this moving average. But right now, your RSI and your volume doesn't look great on it. I think it definitely has a little more downside on it. But look for a bounce right at these levels for sure. It's a new company. New companies are very volatile within their first few months. You guys remember Lemonade. I mean, look at Lemonade's first couple months. I mean, this thing is all over the place, right? Thing was 96 all the way to 44, all the way to 188, and now it's coming down near these support levels now. So we'll see how it works out. But definitely watch for that bounce right there. And then me and Emily are going to try and find a new options and swing trade for you guys right now, okay?
Thanks,
Yep, no problem.
Thanks,
See you guys in a little bit.
Hey, you know one thing?
Yep.
I like Ozon, the Russian Amazon.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, I'll check it out for you right now, bro.
It's like $66 right now, and it looks pretty good. I think it could still, we could still get a.
Okay, cool. I'll definitely check it out, man.
Retrace.
Oh, Baidu's still looking strong, huh? Ah, nope, selling off. Okay. All right, I got to jump into my own account real quick, so I'll see you guys.